Thank you so much for joining me today in episode 108 of the Income Stream. One of the beauties and benefits of having a community is having the ability for the community to learn from each other. The ability for us to inspire each other, to get enthusiastic, and to support each other, to win together, to lose together, and to be here for each other, but also to share resources with each other too, which is exactly what we're going to do today. So if you're in the chat today live with me, be sure to try to think of a resource or something that has helped you recently that you don't mind sharing with the other members here. I'm going to be pulling a few of them out from the chat and displaying them here on the screen so that you can learn and see, and I can learn with you, and I have some resources to share as well. Today also, I'll be answering questions. So a couple things you can do for me. Number one, if you have questions that you'd like me to answer, just type in the word question in all caps, followed by your question, and I'll answer it from there, and I'll do my best to answer as many as I can. And if you have a resource, similarly, type in resource in all caps, followed by your resource as well. And if you happen to include a domain name with that, be careful because YouTube especially can hold those domains hostage and not show them my way, or I might have to manually approve them here. You can just name the resource and I'll go and find it in Google. And if you wanted to describe it a little bit as well, that can help me understand what I can share with the rest of the community here as well. So we're here to share, we're here to learn. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to day 108 of the Income Stream.
This is the Income Stream to help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the Income Stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The Income Stream with Flynn.
Awesome, thank you so much. We're gonna have some fun today. Welcome, Can Do Math. We got Sue, we got Grandma Goody in the house, who said, thank you for sharing that Hamilton is now on Disney Plus. We watched it for 4th of July last night. Isn't it great? It's just such an amazing show. And plus, Lin Manuel, who created the musical, who's also the person behind the music in Moana and so many other great hits. He's just such a talent. Everybody in that cast is just amazing. So I hope you get up and you watch that at some point because it is beauty of a production for sure. So we got some resources already coming in, which is great, and I'm going to share some of these with you right now. We got Martin in the house saying resource Chartable. Whoa, where did it go? Resource Chartable for checking on your downloads around the world. So if we go to chartable.com, I'm very familiar with Chartable, in fact, but this is a good one. If you are a podcaster, this is what we're talking about here. So I'm going to wait for this to pop up, and then I'll show you a little bit about what this is like. And I'll even show you, hopefully, I can log in here as well for you. So Chartable, podcast analytics and attribution for publishers and advertisers. This is a tool that does not necessarily give you download numbers, but it can give you analytics based on rankings within certain platforms, as well as a just essentially a pool for all of the reviews that you get from around the world, because you can only see the reviews from your own country unless you go and manually enter Apple or iTunes stores within other countries. However, here you're able to find it, and it's free to use, I think, for your first one. So let me see if I can find it really quick and pop in here for you so I can show you what this looks like. But you're able to see, not just in Apple, but also in Spotify, where you rank in certain countries and whatnot. So as this is coming up, thank you, Martin, for the resource. I know the podcast for you has been huge for you recently. Congratulations on 500,000 downloads recently, which is just unreal. I mean, I'm just so proud of you. I'm not surprised, but that's awesome. One guy says, I have learned so much. Resource is Pat Flynn. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. What's up, Zenya and Vlada? Good to see you here. How was your 4th? Our 4th was really amazing. We just chilled. The beaches were going to be crowded. San Diego is the only county that wasn't under lockdown. There were like 19 other Southern California districts or counties that were locked down all the way up to LA. So there was a lot of people coming into town, and we didn't want to risk it or go to the beach. So we created our own little beach in the backyard. We had a pool set up, a little 10-foot pool, like a blow-up pool, and we also cooked some hamburgers and some hot dogs and played games. What else did we do? We did clay. We made some cookies. Like, we just kind of kept it wholesome and fun at home, and that's it. Chartable's not logging in for me, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. But that is a great resource. Thank you, Martin. I appreciate you. Let's see. Question from Erica. Did you figure out how to record with 2 mics on Audacity? Will you do a video too? If If you're on a Mac, there is a video. In fact, if you look up two computers, why did I say it like that? If you look up two computers, one mic, you should be able to find it. In fact, if I head over to YouTube, I don't know what's going on with. Okay, so I'm on YouTube now. So two computers, one mic, recording. You should see a video from me. There, two mics, one comp. How to record two USB mics with separate tracks at the same time. I have not yet found out how to do it on PC, however, Erica, but that would be the video to watch if you are on a Mac, to plug in multiple USB microphones into your computer, have them read on different tracks for things like Audacity, GarageBand, or Adobe Audition. It's not plug and play though. You can't just plug in multiple USBs and then expect them to work. You have to go into your MIDI sort of area within your computer and create sort of different things. And it's a little bit complicated, but I walk you through that step-by-step process. Resource from Bernard says Chris Titus Tech Channel. Let's look that up really quick. Chris Titus Tech. I like discovering new tech channels for sure. So let's see. CTT.
I'm Chris Titus, 20-year technology veteran in the IT industry. I've been doing it professionally for 20 years and started this YouTube channel about a year and a half ago. And really, my whole purpose here is to teach you about a variety of things in the IT space. So I got this tweet recently, and basically, I've already taught this.
Okay, so cool. Sounds like a cool, chill, sort of like slow-speaking guy who just can teach you, which is very important, obviously, when you're learning tech, is to, like, can I understand this person? And let's see what kind of videos he has available really quick, just so y'all see, you can. And who was this? This was from Bernard. Thank you, Bernard. Choosing my web browser, hosting, speeding up your Android. So all kinds of different kinds of tech things, which is really great. There's also another one called Linus Tech Tips, which is huge, right? This one has 180K subs, which is great because he might be more accessible than Linus here, with 11 million subscribers. Look, it's 5,000
For today's
videos.
video, I won't be directly commenting on the recent health-related news because A, I'm not a medical professional, and B, I don't need my video demonetized. Instead, I'm gonna be laser focused on you.
Cool, 3 million views four months ago. Very similar, but thank you so much for that suggestion to check out Chris Bernard. Definitely want to check him out. A resource from Dole Whip Dad here. If you are in YouTube land and you're doing a lot of YouTube videos, a couple resources he shares for us here. TubeBuddy.com. TubeBuddy is a fellow San Diego company here, which I really love. There's Daryl, there's Roberto, which is really cool. Your best friend on the road to YouTube success. SEO tools to help you manage your channel. Thumbnail. A/B split testing. There's so many great tools within TubeBuddy. I think I could probably sign in here and it would sign in automatically. Let's see, sign in with Google. Let me see if I can get in here for you to show you some of the advantages. If not, we'll move on. But TubeBuddy is great. They also sponsored a giveaway recently with the SwitchPod, which is really cool. And here I am, and here is my account. And this is where you can go and you can check to see search engine rankings for certain things. You can collect brand alerts similar to Google alerts, but on YouTube, which I have a couple set up for different terms and, you know, when people use my name and such. A/B tests, canned responses to things, competitor scorecard, health report. So if I go to health report, let's see. 250K views, 402 uploads. I didn't know that I had that recently. So I can see YouTube searches, related videos that pop up. 7 businesses that will boom after this pandemic. See, I didn't even know that this was a video that popped up, but this is likely helping bring a lot of new video views to my video that pops up here. That is very similar. Anyway, TubeBuddy is great. And another resource from Dole Whip Dad, Storyblocks.com. Storyblocks.com is great because it is royalty-free video and stock media, right? So essentially for a monthly plan, let's actually check out the price plan really quick. If you're looking to do a lot of B-roll for your videos, which we've talked about a lot here, you can see $8.25 a month or $99 annually for basic videos. And if I were to log in here, you can kind of see. Actually, I don't need to log in, but I can see. Let's say I'm doing a video about, I don't know, podcasting equipment. So I'm going to just do podcasting. And as I'm speaking in my video, I can just drag and drop these videos that I download from Storyblocks, and I can pop them into my video itself. And this could be nice B-roll for you. For example, if I wanted to capture this video right here of two people talking. So I might say like, hey, when you're conducting interviews, whether it's in person like this, and then I can go to another one where it's more virtual, and it just adds another level of flavor and interaction with your videos, which is really cool. So thank you so much, Dole Whip Dad, for those resources. This is really great. Jonathan says Notion. This is a note-taking tool, right? I think. Notion.com. Notion.so. Oh, okay. This is right. An all-in-one workspace. So this is sort of like a project management tool. There are other ones similar to it. My team and I, we use Monday.com for our team and collaboration and getting organized with processes and files and tools. We do use Slack for our main platform for communication within the team. However, Monday's been really great. I've heard great things about Notion.so as well, so that you can find projects, you can rinse and repeat them if they're things that repeat. You can have different components in there, different teammates who are responsible for certain things. So if you have a team and you're looking to project manage together, this would be a great tool. Thank you so much for that, Jonathan. That's great. Question from Sue here. I'm trying to turn my lives into YouTube videos. Any tips on talking when you know this is an additional goal? I'm having trouble putting it together. This is a big challenge, right? Because this video, for example, is live and we're interacting here, but people are watching this later. If you happen to be watching this later, let me know in the chat below, by the way, to just say hi and in the comments section, I mean, so that I can, I'll heart your comment if that comes in, so thank you. So that's one strategy that I just did right there, Sue, is to address the replay viewers almost separately sometimes, not all the time, it depends on the situation, than your live viewers here, right? With the live viewers, I can mention your name, I can say certain things to you, and I can have you do certain things while you're here. But I think the replay viewers also love to get some love as well. So addressing them every once in a while can be great too. Also mentioning up front, it can be a very smart thing to do because you can let people know that you will be addressing people here who are live. It can encourage people to come in live next time. If you have a schedule, let them know what that schedule is. However, you can hook people in. Remember, people are going to be clicking play. And the unfortunate thing is a lot of people, when we go live, we sort of just wait, right? You've probably been on live streams before where the person in the beginning, maybe 5 minutes in, they're sort of just like, okay, well, we're going to wait a few more minutes for people to come in. How does that feel for a replay viewer? Feel really good, right? So this is why I just kind of get right into it right away, and I recommend that you do the same. And if people come in late live, that's okay. They're going to be more encouraged to come in early. And this is how we can get over 100 people in here within the first few minutes during these live streams here. And again, thank you so much. And of course, the regular scheduled program here helps too. A lot of you come and make this a part of your routine in the morning. I appreciate you for that. And a lot of you make it a routine to watch the replays as well, which is cool because you might be sleeping during this time when it is live. And then finally, just really, again, thinking about the video ahead of time and thinking about the hook and why people would want to stick around. That's both relevant for the replay and live viewers too. So, and thumbnail. Make sure you create a thumbnail, whether it's before or after, that really hooks people in, because you can get found in search for your replay videos for your live streams. So just keep that in mind. I do know a lot of people, however, who do go live and they don't have those videos available for replay, which encourages even more people to show up live. And what this person does is then they take this video, they repurpose it, and I'm talking about literally Fortnite YouTubers here who will go live on Fortnite for a few hours, and then what they'll do is they'll take the highlights out, and then they'll pop that into a video later, which I've done something similar as well. Not playing Fortnite though. I leave that for Twitch with my son and my daughter and I. All right, good stuff. Thank you. Can Do Math says, question, how would you respond to emails trying to sell you a domain name that's only one letter different from yours? I mean, I would either buy it or just ignore it, to be honest. So there are people out there who are going to squat on specific domain names. I get this all the time. I get, smartpassiveincome2.com. Hey, I got smartpassiveincome2.com, so I'd love to sell it to you. And these are just people who I just kind of almost feel bad for them, because sometimes it's just, wow, this is how you're making money and this is what you do for a living. I mean, I can help you learn better skills and hopefully help you make more money in a different way that hopefully can serve more people too. So, I mean, I don't know if the domain name is interesting to you, then yeah, make a deal with them, and that's cool. What they're trying to do is have you go, oh, that's a cool domain name, I want to buy that too, and you'll buy it at a price higher than what they paid for. That's essentially how they're making money. But usually, in that case, I just go, thanks, but no thanks. And then they're sitting on a domain name that they have to pay for, and sometimes they even just, after a year, it's gone. Okay, resource. Searchy for podcasts, Facebook Lives, and online course search. Great customer experience. Thank you so much for that. So Searchy, is it Searchy.io? Yes, Searchy.io, which interestingly enough is a company that was created by, there he is, Stu McLaren. Let's play this video really quick. Pay attention to the hook, by the way. I know he includes one here.
If you do any work with video, Searchy is about to solve a couple massive problems that you're probably facing. Number one, if you have a whole bunch of video content, whether it's live or live footage, chances are it's a pain in the butt to go through the footage and find that one nugget where you that one key thing that you want to share. Or perhaps you've had your customers, clients, or audience asking the same question that you know you've answered a time and time again on video. It's a pain in the butt to try to find that.
So what's Stu doing here? Let's just talk a little bit about marketing. He's talking and diving deeply into the problems that you have as a video creator. This works well for podcasts too, but I won't play the rest of the video. Essentially what this tool does is it uses machine learning and algorithms to, when you hook up your YouTube channel or you share where your videos are located, it essentially creates a search bar for those videos, right? So I don't have this yet. I've seen it, I've experimented with it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I have a lot of other priorities. However, what you can do is if people are looking for, let's say, for example, affiliate marketing, then all the videos, whether it's on YouTube or even podcasts that mention that word affiliate marketing in the audio or the video, will pop up and show up like a Google search result on your own website, which is really cool. So Searchy can do a lot of the work for you to help people discover the bits and pieces and things that they might need help with within your brand and business. And I'd love to eventually get to the point where I can integrate this with my website, because we do have a search bar and we do have it working within our blog posts, but within our podcast audio content, thankfully with the audio content, we have transcripts, so we're still able to find these things. But with video and on YouTube, I mean, I have 400 plus videos here, which would be beautiful to show and serve up on search as well. So this is a good tool to check out as well. Cool. Good stuff. So I'm just going to scroll up and down and just kind of, these are at random. I was going to go in order, but I'm like, wow, we're so far behind here, and I want to make sure that people who do share a resource more recently still got pulled up, and this might be at random. Plus, you can all see each other's stuff in the live chat as well. If you're watching the replay, you can see the resources mentioned in the live chat. And to help out, remember, make sure to put resource in all caps, followed by your resource. If you have a question, type that in all caps, followed by your question, and this allows me to find them easier and have other people find them easier too. So we're just going to keep going here, which is great. Erica says she's on a PC. Okay, so I'll again, I need to get around to doing that for you, but I haven't found a solution yet, to be honest. Okay, here we go. Imperfect parenting resource, Unsplash, an amazing and free stock photo site with an easy to use platform and shows names of creators you give credit to. This is really cool. So Unsplash. Hey, thanks for the thumbs down. Definitely helps with the algorithm. I just hope you have a better day. I appreciate you for being here anyway. So Unsplash, beautiful free images and photos for everyone. So what's really cool about Unsplash is these images are royalty free and free to use, and they come with the ability for you to use them if you do credit them. There are ways to pay to get access to certain ones that you can use without having to offer credit. What I also love about this is a tool that is really smart. It integrates with a lot of tools out there. So if I were to go to my ConvertKit for account, for example, and log in, which I will do here right now, and create, let's say, a new landing page. And I'm going to create a landing page here just kind of on the fly with you. So here I am in ConvertKit. I'm going to create a landing page. Sure, I'm going to use one that has maybe an image like this one up here. I'm going to choose this one. So this is how in ConvertKit you can create a landing page for something, right? So I can just go, okay, company name, Switch Pod. Enter the contest. Enter giveaway below for a free Switch Pod. And then in the background here, you'll see that there's an image. But this image has nothing to do with anything video related or whatnot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the settings here, and I'm going to find out where the background image is, which is right here. I just clicked on the image, and I can upload my own image, right? Here's some images that I have. Or I could go to Unsplash, which is integrated directly into ConvertKit. Look at that, the legit same images that we saw here as well. It's just pulling from that. And ConvertKit has a deal with Unsplash on their end. And what you can do, oh, I didn't know you can upload your own Instagram photos now. That's really cool. Anyway, if I were to type in video or vlogging, let's try vlogging. Check that out. Boom. Switch pod. Now that's not the best image, but I'm just using this as an example. I would choose different ones that would make sense. But if I were to type in vlogging here, you would likely see the same image pop up, which is really cool. Yep, legit the same stuff. There you go. How cool is that? That's so amazing. So anyway, where were we? We were on unsplash.com. Thank you for that resource, Ariel. That is great. Cool. Resource, Bandicam. So I haven't heard of this one yet, but this one's from April. Bandicam.com. Screen capture, video recording, and video editing software. Interesting. Bandicam.com. I thought it was going to be more like a resource for, Band-Aids. Anyway, screen recording. Bandicam record everything on your PC. So game recording, gameplay. So this is for PC users. The best screen recording software for any occasion. Game recording up to 4K, which is really great. Screen recording, device recording. Let's see. Is there a sample? How to record on your computer screen. Cool. So this looks like and how is this free? No way. Yo, this is sick. You know why? Because I just have always been recommending a tool. There's a lot of other free tools. QuickTime's a free tool that you can use to record. However, that's more for Mac people, although I think you can use it and they have recording capability within PC as well. But I've been recommending Camtasia Studios, which is a ScreenFlow equivalent. ScreenFlow for Mac, Camtasia Studios, which looks legit the same thing as this. And this says free download. Although, even if you did pay for it, so it's probably a watermark or something. But $39 for one PC, that is a huge discount because for one PC for Camtasia Studios, or one license at least for Camtasia Studios, is $299. So this is a great resource, April. Thank you for that. This is really great. Destiny Show says Snagit is another one. Camtasia is also great. Yep, indeed. So this is really cool. This is really neat. Wow, this is fantastic. This is going a lot better than... So this is an experimental episode of the Income Stream today where we're having the audience and the community and the Quaranteam here share with each other. This is going really well so far. So again, I apologize that I'm not able to get to all of them. However, I'm going to be picking out the ones that sort of stand out to me here. And there's another resource here from Jammin. I will say really quick, however, with all these resources, it can be very tempting to go, I need this and I need that and I need this. What I'm trying to do is pull from a different range of different kinds of things that I see here. And again, you can share a resource of your favorite book. You can share a resource of your favorite podcast. I did see a couple of those mentioned here as well. But just a way for us to discover new things within this hour, should they be relevant to you. I don't want you to go, okay, I need all this because this is everything Pat and the community is talking about. Just pull out the ones that seem interesting to you, and hopefully maybe these are things that maybe even if you're not using them right now, they can be things that you might be reminded of in the future, which is really cool. So resource here from Jamming says Workflowy. Their tagline, make lists, not war. What a great tagline, by the way. Workflowy.com. I've used Workflowy before. And check out how minimal their page is. Like, it's just boom, sign up. That's it. Now, if I can get an example, if I do Workflowy on Google and I go to images, I might be able to see some examples. Yes, this is what I remember. So I've seen things like this before where you can see this sort of like list building tool, which allows you to create bullet points and lists, and it's sort of like is integrated, and you can use hashtags and a lot of, markup to create some very dynamic lists that you can use, and then you can rinse and repeat and use these lists or share them and have other people integrate with them as well, which is really cool. And it seems that you use that as well. Great for both personal and non-personal things. I do want to share a resource that is inspiring for those of us who are looking to get more out of our day and also have more clarity in life, as well as if you are inspired to write a book someday. This is a great example of a book that can help you understand how a book could do and perform, even though it's not that long. And this book right here is called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. One of the most life-changing books that I've ever read. And the interesting story, actually, let's let a little bit of story time related to this book. Gosh, what year was it? 2012? Somebody named Hal Elrod, I didn't know who this person was, the author of this book, by the way. He sent me 2 copies of this book, one for myself and one to give away to a friend. And I read the title and I was like, The Miracle Morning, the not so obvious secret guaranteed to transform your life before 8 a.m. And I started reading it a little bit, and this was about waking up earlier, and I put it down. I was just like, this is not a book for me. I'm a night owl. I do most of my work. My kids were quite young. My daughter was just born. I fit most of my work in the evenings after sleep, and that was when I got my work done. Waking up early just didn't make any sense to me. I was a night owl, not a morning person at all, ever since college, in fact. And I started doing architecture stuff. I was always a night owl. So I just kind of laughed and I put this aside. Several years go by. I keep hearing this name Hal Elrod again and again and again. And a lot of my friends, a lot of my colleagues start doing what's called the Miracle Morning routine. And I was like, I've heard that before. Where's that from? Oh, that guy sent me these books about this. And I just kind of laughed because I would have never done that. But everybody's talking about it now. I might as well give it a chance, right? So I finally gave in and gave it a chance. And this book is only 123 pages. It is a very short book, but very impactful. I interviewed Hal Elrod on the blog recently, or on the podcast recently. What was really cool about his story about this book was that when he launched it, he had about 3,000 sold the first month. The next month, maybe 2,000. The next month after that, 1,000, then less than 1,000. And then it just kind of sat dormant for a while. And then, out of nowhere, it just started to get picked up. Because guess what happened? People started doing it, and they started talking about it. And it's one of these books that has some great explanation, of course, but to get results from this can literally happen overnight. You essentially, in this book, wake up earlier for yourself, because we often set alarms for other people and we bring the kids to school, or we go to work to fulfill somebody else's dream as an employee, versus waking up earlier to work on ourselves in our business or in our life. And so this book teaches us what's called his savers: silence, affirmations, visualizations, exercise, reading, and scribing, which is journaling. He makes a joke in there that, J, it just didn't fit with Savor J. So he made it savers, scribing, journaling. Anyway, silence is meditation. So anyway, the acronym works. And this book now is taking off. In fact, it was the #1 most purchased book in Brazil, I think a couple of years ago, with over 500,000 copies sold, which was just amazing. He was invited to speak over there. He had a translator on stage speaking in front of hundreds of thousands of people, or tens of thousands of people. Anyway, just a great example of somebody who wrote a book that's very tangible, very, very actionable. And I highly recommend it, because once I finally started to do this thing, it really was life-changing for me, because, and in fact, I used a lot of the inspiration from the routine shared here in the Miracle Morning to write my book, Will It Fly? I wrote that between the hours of 5:30 a.m. and 7:30 a.m. before the kids got up. And been working on my health, been working on my fitness and reading, and meditation has been huge. I still continue to do that daily. Just big shout out to Hal Elrod, and hopefully that's inspiring and helpful for some of you. All right, great stuff. Let's keep going here. I really like this episode. Thank you. That's just so awesome. Hey, thumbs down. I hope you have a better day. Appreciate you for being here, though, and helping the algorithm. Sean, use OBS, and there's some inexpensive video capture. Yeah, so this is from Jorge or George to Sean, related to streaming software. Streaming software, I use Ecamm Live. I have a complete video and tutorial here on my channel about using Ecamm Live. I still recommend it, especially if you're a Mac user. I use it in conjunction with the Stream Deck, which has a bunch of different buttons that I can't pick it up for you right now, but I can show you later. And it's in that video as well. But it allows me to switch from different scenes, like my computer, to this angle here, to having full screen takeovers like this and whatnot, which is really fun. But if you don't want to invest in something right now, you can use a free tool called OBS, which stands for Open Broadcaster Software. And this is something that is a little bit more complicated to use than Ecamm Live. However, it is free to use, And it's, once you get the motions down, it's quite easy. You create different scenes. Within each scene, you can select video capture devices, as many as you want, audio capture devices, and essentially you can just, as you are broadcasting to different places, and it integrates with whatever, it's Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, etc. You can then go live and then select those different scenes, and those different scenes will do the job for you, which is really cool. So OBS is really great. Thank you for that, Jorge. I appreciate you for sharing that with everybody. Erica. Yes, Erica says, the One Thing book is so good with helping you focus throughout your days. Yes, The One Thing, I've actually interviewed Jay Papasan, one of the co-authors of that book. The other author is Gary Keller, who is the founder of Keller Williams Realty. If you've heard of Keller Williams Realty, then this book, The One Thing, authored by Gary Keller, it's the same Keller, and Jay Papasan, this is really great. In fact, I mentioned him in my book, Will It Fly, and a process they use in particular at Keller Williams to hire people. And I literally just pulled that out with their permission and use that in the book. And that's the airport test. If you've read Will It Fly and you've read the airport test, that's inspired by Jay and Gary over at Keller Williams. Anyway, the book of The One Thing, massively important. That's where you learn the consequences of what might happen if you divide your energy across all different types of things. We have a lot of conversations here on the income stream about, in particular, okay, well, what platforms should I get on? I want to do blogging, I want to do podcasting and YouTube all at the same time. And this book will essentially crush any sort of ounce of motivation to do that, because it will show you what can happen and the consequences of dividing your energy across these different platforms. But it's not just platform and business-based, it's life-based, really. And this is, there's another great example in the book of something called the domino effect, which is when you discover what your next priority is, and you know that that next thing will then knock over the next thing, will then knock over the next thing. Well, what's really cool is that a domino, the analogy they're using here, a domino can actually knock over another domino that's 1.5 times its size, right? So a 2-inch domino can knock over a 3-inch domino, which can knock over and I can't do the math right now, but that is kind of how it works. And what's really cool about this is, I think at like the 30th or 40th domino or the 80th domino, whatever, in that sequence of continuing to grow 1.5x, the 80th domino will reach from the Earth to the moon. Like it's that big. And that little 2-inch domino can start a process that can knock over domino that big from the Earth to the moon with no additional force, right? It's that idea of picking the right domino and thinking about the thing that then knocks over the next one, which then knocks over the next one. Now, of course, if that were to actually happen, that would just be like, imagine a domino that big, like just falling. I don't even know if physically that would be possible, because part of it would be in space. If something is so big that part of it's on Earth, but part of it is in space, would it float away or would it come down because of, anyway, I don't even know what we're talking about here anymore. Hey, Archer, thank you so much for the super chat. You, my friend, as well as Sue, thank you so much. Great Sunday topic. Love checking out new tools. Thank you. Hey, Archer in the house. Happy Sunday, everyone. Hashtag. Bruh. Appreciate you. Let's keep going here. Let's see. Can I get the community opinion on a tool I'm thinking about picking up? There is a lifetime deal currently, and I'm debating about getting ideanote.io. I'm going to go there and just do want to speak to this idea of these opportunities to get access to these tools, especially when there's deals, right? And a lot of times we're attracted by deals because, and this is very smart as a marketer, is to create deals because people go, okay, well, this is the time to make a decision about this. And so that's really cool on their end that they're doing that. But let's talk about just the idea specifically of these tools to begin with, and when it makes sense to get a tool and when it doesn't make sense to get a tool. I think that, and if you've heard me talk about this before, I apologize, but this is really important. It's this idea of just-in-time learning, right? Just-in-time learning. Just-in-time learning is only allowing yourself to learn about things that are relevant to the next task on your list, right? That next domino, if you will. And this helps out so much because we're often overwhelmed with all the information about all the different things. And if we could focus our efforts in learning the next thing on our list, then it removes a lot of the effort to find other things that aren't actually relevant, that would take up time, that would actually distract us, right? You can use the same idea when it comes to just-in-time producing, right? So if you're producing something, or just-in-time, whatever the big struggles are in your business, for example, if there is indeed a pain or a bottleneck in your business and you know that that's the next priority, well, then that's where I would focus on discovering tools or other human resources that can help you with that, right? So I don't know how much of a pain this idea is for you, Boris, from the Destiny show here. If you happen to play Destiny, which is a PC game, definitely check him out. And he's got a great community over on his channel on Twitch as well. And he's been super helpful. In fact, he's joined me and my son on some Destiny raids and stuff before, and was super helpful in having us understand that game. Really, really great member of the community here. You're all fantastic, by the way. Even the 4 of you who left thumbs down, like, you're fantastic too. I just appreciate you so much. But anyway, let's look up this tool. But I'm just wondering, and I'd love for you to answer, maybe just for yourself, how relevant is this to the next thing that you really need to work on, right? Sometimes we see these tools and they remind us about pains or problems or bottlenecks that we have, but then we get distracted because it's actually not a bottleneck that we need to take care of first, right? There might be some other things, some more relevant or related things to the thing that we're doing right now that could be worth investing more into right now. Yes, I understand we might be missing out on these deals. However, many times if you reach back out to these companies later, if it's a matter of you not ever becoming a customer or hopefully taking advantage of this deal in the future, a lot of companies do understand, if that makes sense. I blame the NASA shirt. Yes, this is a NASA Back to the Future shirt. You can see the DeLorean there, 88 miles per hour. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's check out this tool really quick. What is it again? Ideanote.io. All right, let's check this out. Ideanote, upgrade the way you innovate. Ideanote is the cloud-based innovation platform that empowers your teams to capture, develop, and prioritize more of the ideas, more of the right ideas. Okay, use cases, open innovation, turn customers and creators. How might we make our packaging more delightful? Okay, so this looks like a Slack, but specifically with the mission to help improve the business workflows. Potentially create missions. That's kind of cool. Target your audience, track your impact, have what it takes. Ideanote, integral part of our innovation. So it's an innovation tool, which is pretty cool. So I guess it depends on you and your team and capturing these ideas, scaling the innovation. Again, I'd love to see more of what it looks like, but I would see if you can find other people who have used this tool before. It's hard for me to comment on this, for example, but this is this is something that could be useful for sure. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense. All right, let's go to Rich's resource here. I've heard of this one before too, 750words.com. So this is a resource that essentially challenges you to write every day and to build up that muscle, right? It is indeed like a muscle. And if you are ever in the works to write a blog post or start a blog in the future, or even especially write a book, then getting into the writing habit every single day can be great. You can keep these things anonymous. You can display these things publicly on 750words.com, all online and private. It's not blogging. It's just literally, hey, 3 pages of stuff every single day, which is really cool and it's fun. And this I know that when you do this daily, this becomes something that can become easier for you over time, and just getting that practice up. It doesn't have to be. It almost can be treated like a journal in a way where you can just get those wheels turning and your gears turning so that you can start writing. We have talked about in the past different strategies for writing faster. For those of you who are writing first drafts of books, for example, you could transcribe. You can essentially just speak out your book and then take that and turn that into a first draft, which I've done before with Will It Fly. Or you can have somebody interview you, and you can pull out these stories as if it was an interview so that you can actually turn them into a transcription and then a book or a first draft, at least from there. But this is a great tool, and if you can just build this into your practice every single day, if this is important to you, this would be a good tool to sort of manage that process so that there is some collection mechanism there. And I think that's the beauty of this. You want to keep that streak going, right? We as humans, we like to see the patterns and we don't like to see blanks within them. So I think that something like this could work out really, really well. So that's really great. Rex says, for writing, just do NaNoWriMo in November. NaNoWriMo is a really good resource. I have indeed participated in NaNoWriMo before. And in fact, Superfans, my book that recently came out last year, is indeed actually a result of NaNoWriMo. So NaNoWriMo, I think it's let's type NaNoWriMo.org. It's a 501c, which is pretty cool. So this is a way for you. Is this right? Yeah, that is right. Okay, it just looks a little different than what I remember. But in November, National Novel Writers Month, in November, you're challenged to write 50,000 words in 1 month. So instead of a daily habit, this becomes a daily habit for 30 days. And I did this, publicly in 2018, and that's what led to Superfans, which is pretty cool. So what's really cool, and I think the big lesson here, is that we need to find our own way that we can be held accountable to the things that we need to do and where we want to go and where we want to grow, right? If that makes sense. Scully with the mind-blowing quote here. Writing is the closest thing to steroids for the brain. Is that a Scully original quote? Let me know. I like that a lot. All right, so this is from the Roamer here. If anyone is looking to practice their speaking resource, Toastmaster has really helped me. Thank you for sharing that. Toastmasters was something that I almost got involved with when I first started speaking, but I ended up going to the next level and hiring a coach to help me with my speaking so I can get personalized help. And that was from a person named Mike Paccione. I don't know if you've ever heard of that name, but if I look him up here, let's see if I can find his website. MikeTalks.co. So if you want to learn speaking yourself, this was the coach who helped me back in 2012. And I've been using a lot of same practices that he's taught me throughout the years now, and I definitely credit him to a lot of what has helped me. He used to work with Nancy Duarte. Nancy Duarte is the one who used to help Steve Jobs with his keynotes at Apple, and she has a lot of great books, and he was a person who worked under her and has now branched off and does his own stuff. So MikeTalks.co. But Toastmasters is great. It's essentially a community and a tribe of people who will come together in different locations, right? All around the world. There's chapters of Toastmasters all around the nation and all around the world where you can come together. And I don't know how it's been affected by the virus that's been happening, but likely they're still doing things online, I would imagine. And they do some really cool structured things that you can do to actually get better at presenting and see other people and learn from other people as well as they are getting training too. And I don't know if it costs anything. I don't know how it essentially works, but I know it has helped a lot of people. Toastmasters.com, I think, is what it's called. No, it's not Toastmasters.com. Toastmasters.com took me here. Remington, express the real you. Dual close shaver. That was weird. Toastmasters. That's a strange redirect. Toastmasters.org, I'm not surprised, where leaders are made. I also know, and I've heard they've done these things where there's a person who is responsible for, while you are presenting, keeping track of how many ums and filler words you have, and just consciously thinking about those, and having like somebody hand you a piece of paper and say, hey, you said like 45 times. Let's work on that. The next time you are conscious about it, you get better, and this is how you learn. This is how you grow. And I really love that. So Toastmasters.org is the place to go. And let's see, you learn more, you find a club, you become a member, and then you choose your learning path. And then you can grow and become a better speaker from there. So that's really great. Thank you for sharing that. Who was that? The Roamer. That's awesome. Many Toastmaster clubs are doing Zoom meetings, says John. That's cool. And not surprised by that at all. Nancy here says, I am president of our Toastmasters club. That's super cool. That's great. I'm in Toastmasters. It costs $50 per 6 months. Oh man, that's a steal for having a space and a group of people in a community to help you become a better leader, become a better speaker. I also know they actually have competitions right now, if that makes sense, where I think there's like speakers of the year and whatnot, and you can find those on YouTube. They're just so dynamic, which is really cool. All right, great resources coming in. Thank you for the resources and questions, Quaranteam. I appreciate you. Resource, Mail Poet. It's an email marketing tool that integrates into WordPress and is a great free option to start. Mail Poet, let's see that. Haven't heard of that one. A newsletter plugin for WordPress. Okay. And this is reminding me of another tool that I want to share with you. I can't remember the name, but I can find it. Better email for WordPress-powered websites. Send beautiful emails that reach inboxes every time and create loyal customers or subscribers. What a great tagline, by the way. We've talked about taglines and website designs and things like that. I mean, look at this. This is exactly what a person would want, right? Better email for WordPress. This is who it's for and why. And this is the end result. Send emails that reach inboxes every time, which is a huge pain, and create loyal subscribers, which is pretty cool. 300,000 websites using MailPoet. This would likely be a direct competitor to ConvertKit. So for free for 1,000 subscribers. So trying to compete with MailChimp as well. This is really cool. It likely doesn't have a lot of the advanced features that ConvertKit has. ConvertKit is also coming out with a commerce solution as well. And a lot of these integrations with other tools like Teachable and whatnot probably don't exist in here. But for a starter, yeah, this could potentially work. I still would highly recommend ConvertKit, however, as a tool, even if you're just getting started, especially with where you want to grow. Just know I'm an advisor for the company, so I'm a little bit biased there, but smartpassiveincome.com/ConvertKit would be the place to go. But MailPoet looks pretty cool too. I love seeing different options, and different tools are meant for different people, which is really cool. This is reminding me of a different tool that I want to share with you. See if I can find it. No, it's not that. Let me see. I can't find it. Was it Memberful? No, it wasn't Memberful. Oh, here it is. Substack. This is what I remember. Substack.com. This is where literally you could just, without a website, with no other thing online, although having other things online obviously can help grow this, you can create a paid newsletter. This is very popular in the tech space and other spaces where newsletters are still seemed and deemed valuable, especially if they're created by certain leaders in a space. You can create a paid newsletter, an email newsletter. Literally, they host everything for you. They take care of the payment structures, everything. But essentially what you're delivering is a mechanism to send emails, but first get paid by subscribers, right, in order to get access to those emails, which really paints an amazing picture, right? Because we often see newsletters as being a free tool to bring people into a community to then promote and organize and recommend certain things. But Substack.com, you can get paid to actually have people subscribe. So what happens then is it paints a picture of, well, what is the value of actually coming in here and what kinds of things am I going to learn? You can imagine that, for example, in certain industries, you could have some insider knowledge or some really good technical knowledge that only certain people would want to have access to. Well, hey, you got to pay to get access to this, and it becomes a much more curated space, which is pretty cool too. So yeah, it's just really simple. Substack.com. Pretty cool. Zenian Vlada said, Pat Flynn, I discovered Substack a few months ago, and this blew my mind, right? It definitely is a different way to approach email, but like with things that are free, sometimes when there's a paid version of that, it can often have this perceived higher value, and it can get people more interested, and also it can filter and make sure that you have the right people in there. Plus, imagine what the open rates would be for an email that people are paying for, right? That they can look forward to, that you've sold them to, right? That's pretty cool. Question from Sue. Do you think it would be wrong of me to refer people to ConvertKit even though I'm using Infusionsoft? Keep. My community doesn't need all the Infusionsoft services and it's expensive. No. So long as you're upfront about that. And I think that that's where oftentimes we struggle with things like this, where you know there's a tool out there that can help people, but you don't use it yourself, but you know it would be valuable for them. Well, then it would behoove you not to do that. It would actually be irresponsible, in my opinion, or not. You would be doing your audience a disservice by going, you know what, because I use a tool that's more advanced for you than for you, I'm not going to share with you the solution that would make sense for you, right? So I'm not saying that that's how you're approaching it, but that is how it could be perceived. And if you frame it that way, so you're probably going to be like, okay, well, obviously it does make sense for me to share this. I think where the crutch is when you consider, okay, well, is this genuine? And if you genuinely want to share it, and you genuinely know it can help them, I would just be upfront with it. I actually did the same thing when I was on Infusionsoft back in the day before I found and discovered ConvertKit, and I just went all in with that. I was just not happy with Infusionsoft, and there were so many complicated things. I had to pay somebody $2,000 to help me manage it, and it was just like, what? So anyway, even during that time, I was like, hey, you might not have the resources to spend money on a tool like this. You might not even need all of these resources and advanced features, but if you're looking for something that has sort of a light version of this, I would recommend checking out ConvertKit, and it's only $29 a month, etc. So hopefully that makes sense. Cool, good stuff. I've been struggling with this from a moral standpoint. Thanks, Pat Flynn. Yeah. Pat from Sean. I'm so sad FlynnCon 2 was canceled, but understand why. Thank you for everything you have done to help and inspire people every day during this pandemic. Team Flynn for the win. Love you seriously. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate you. Bruh for you. And I just want to say thank you. I'm devastated that FlynnCon was canceled. It would have happened in the next couple weeks here, but unfortunately, it's unable to happen because of what's happening. And we're going to do it again next year. FlynnCon 2 is going to happen in 2021. If you go to flynncon.com, you'll see a wait list. But again, of course, we don't know how long we're going to be here. But so long as we're here in this situation right now, I will be here with you. And we're 108 days strong, y'all. And I can imagine it getting into the 200s or even a whole year before we get back to normal, which is kind of unfortunate. I hope and I wish and I pray that we can get back to quote unquote normal sooner so that we can go and do things and get together in person and meet each other and not be worried about that anymore. But I'm still going to show up for you here virtually because, hey, it's germ-free here on the income stream and we don't need a mask. So anyway, Sean, thank you so much. I appreciate you. This is sort of what I've done instead of FlynnCon, and 108 days strong. I mean, we've had way more viewers than the capacity for what FlynnCon was, so I'm able to reach and teach more people, and I think we've had a great result, and I'm just so thankful for you and the community here too, so I appreciate you. It'll come back, though. It'll come back. All right. Let's see. More resources, more tools, more questions. Happy to help. Thank you so much. Let's see. Question, is ConvertKit pairing with Teachable? What do you mean by pairing? It does integrate. There is a direct integration between the two tools so that when a person, for example, joins your course on Teachable, it'll automatically put them, if you connect it, into a ConvertKit, and it can tag them into a specific, it'll put them into ConvertKit and it can tag them as student of blank, right? Whatever the course may be. And what's really cool about ConvertKit is they don't charge per subscriber per list. They just, every subscriber counts as one subscriber no matter on how many lists or how many tags or wherever they're at in your email system, versus Aweber, which is like, hey, if you have one person but they're on list A and list B, guess what? You pay twice for that person, which is not cool too. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. I love these live streams. I love you, Johnny. You're amazing. Pat, wow, you are so good at speaking quickly and getting in all this valuable info. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Every time I see Dr. Joella, I have to do a shoulder roll because she calls me out on my office hours, which is really great because as I get older, doing this kind of thing is really valuable. So thank you. But yes, speaking quickly and getting all this valuable info in a short period of time, it's not something that happens naturally for me. By the way, I just literally looked at my clock and I was like, we only have 5 minutes left. How crazy is that? Unreal. That's unreal. Pattern interruption for you there. Anyway, thank you. I appreciate that. It comes with practice. It comes with doing this again and again and almost forcing myself. And even though I'm an introvert, even though I wasn't the best communicator back in the day because I was always so quiet and kept things to myself, by putting myself out there on the blog, on the podcast, on YouTube, and now 108 days straight here on the live stream, I just noticed that my skills have just gotten so much better because I've just been doing. And so for those of us who perhaps struggle with certain skills and we know we want to get better at them, how can you jump in the deep end in a safe space and practice and get better and just building that habit, right? I have since gone on the news recently a lot, and like the news to talk about certain things related to the pandemic and losing your job. Recently, I was in Texas on ABC, I think it was, or NBC, for speaking about how to work from home with kids. And I just noticed that I'm no longer nervous about what I'm going to say. I'm still nervous, but I'm nervous and excited. But I'm no longer worried about me being able to say things that are hopefully valuable and make sense to people, even in a live setting with a little bit of pressure, like on a newscast. And I'm just really thankful for those opportunities. Big shout out to Brittany, by the way. She's a student of mine. She has helped me land all these PR things. She teaches PR. She's really great. And if you look up, let's see, I'm going to share with you a resource that's coming very soon. So if you go to this website here, Brittany is Brittany Lynn, so it's Brittany Lynn. No relation to Pat Flynn, Brittany Lynn. But PitchFest July 2020. So BrittanyLynn.com/PitchFest July 2020. I'll in fact put this link in the resource, or I'll put this in here as well. She's doing this free challenge, which is pretty cool, for you to get your first media mention. And this is something that's been really neat and fun to experience lately. But if you go to BrittanyLynn.com/PitchFest July 2020, you can sign up for a free 5-day challenge and see if you can get your first media mention on TV or being a guest on another person's podcast or things like that. That challenge happens, I think, in about a week and a half. So that might be something, that's another resource that I wanted to share with you, which is really cool. And thank you to Brittany for all the help. And I still continue to work with her and her team to get more media mentions and TV show opportunities and stuff like that. She's just so good at what she does. So hopefully that helps. Wow, 4 minutes left. This is ridiculous. Save Like a Bear says, time flies when you're having a whirly gig of fun. I love having a whirly gig of fun, for sure. Asma says, question, is it too late to know this awesome knowledge and not able to use it because you still have yet to learn? This is a fantastic question. So let me speak to you on this. The idea that there's so much information out there that there's still a lot of steps to do, especially if you're just getting started. It could seem overwhelming. It could seem like you're behind. It could seem like everybody else is doing it but you. But I will tell you that you actually have an advantage coming in later, right? Yes, it was probably ideal to start earlier, but starting today is better than starting tomorrow. And as you go along, you can learn as you go. And I promise you, even for people like myself, we are still yet to learn so many things. And there's a lot of people out there who have skills and talents that are far better than me, who are using their superpowers in a way to help their audiences too. And you, Asma, and anybody here, you are 100% original. You are 100% you. Whatever it is that you choose to do, figure out what is it that's unique about you and what you like, and put more of that into your business, into your brand. Even without having to put your face up online, you can still do that by sharing this knowledge and this wisdom that you yourself have gained over the years. Nobody else can compete with you on that. So that's number one. Number two, you do have an advantage, like I said, coming in later, because you can see what everybody else is doing wrong. You can see what everybody else is missing out on, what opportunities are there. If you, for example, are creating a physical product, well, you go find competing products on Amazon and look up the reviews. You can find the 3-star reviews, the one that says, I like this, but I don't like this about this product. And you can determine what is it exactly that you can do and incorporate into your own product better. You can look to see how people have experienced other brands and other businesses out there. And you can determine, okay, well, where are they falling short and what can I bring to the table? Or you can perhaps even partner with them and you have a specialty within that space, a niche in a niche in a niche, for example, and you can go in there and start small. And that's the other cool thing about starting now. Yes, you're not going to have millions of followers right away, hundreds of thousands of followers, or even tens of thousands, or even 1,000 followers right away. But you can have a few and get people to get interested in what you have to offer and connect with those people, get to learn about them. What language are they using to describe their problems in this market that you're targeting? What do they need help with next? Get to know them. What are their names? What are their struggles? There are other people like them too. And the better that you can serve those people, even getting one person, one result, the more you're gonna learn faster than other people who are trying to do this behind the scenes with just a keyboard and a mouse. You need to figure out how you can have conversations with people. I would recommend picking up my book, Will It Fly? In fact, if you go to smartpassiveincome.com/toolkit right now, If you go to smartpassiveincome.com/toolkit, that'll take you to this page here with a lot of resources that we have created specifically to help people during this pandemic. If you scroll down, you're going to see a couple things I'd recommend. Smart from Scratch. This is the course to help you literally start a business from scratch, to help you determine what market you want to get into, what your superpowers are. It works in conjunction with my book, Will It Fly? And we've given away over $3 million worth of that course that we've made for free during this time so far. And then if you scroll down, you'll find my books, Will It Fly? Or Let Go, which can help inspire you here at the beginning of your journey. Will It Fly? Indeed is a book that you could pick up on Amazon as well, but it's free download for a PDF here. Just making these things free for you so we can help out during this time. And I promise you, you have an advantage starting out now, starting out small. Big brands like myself, I cannot possibly reach out and have a conversation with everybody. It's just impossible for me to do that. But you can do it right now too. So hopefully this helps. And just a lot of things at the end there. Anyway, y'all. I appreciate you. You are amazing. I appreciate you. And thanks for being here. Team Flynn, how did this hour go by so quickly? Thanks for the resources. There's other resources that were shared here as well that were just not mentioned by myself, and I apologize for that, but y'all mentioned them to each other. If you're watching the replay, also you can find them in the chat as well. I'd love to invite you to come in and watch live. every day, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. patflynn.com/the income stream. That's where you want to go. One more time, patflynn.com/the income stream. I appreciate you, and I'll see you tomorrow. So we're going to start talking about this week certain themes. You'll see what they are tomorrow, so you can pop in early. You can have a conversation with the crew here, who is often here early as well. We usually have about 30 to 50 people who are waiting for the time, 8 a.m. Pacific in the morning, to come in, and you can just chat, and you can see what the topic is when I set it up this evening. So more stuff coming this week to help you. Day 109 coming tomorrow. But hey, we had a great 108 day today. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay safe, stay well, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you tomorrow. Cheers, and as always, Team Flynn for the win. Peace out.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
Yo, thank you again. I will be going live later today on a live stream on Twitch with my kids. We're starting to build up our following there. Some really fun things are happening. I will share the link right now. We're probably going to go live around 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. So around that time, you'll see us there, twitch.tv/hotcoalsonly. Thanks so much. Peace out. And as always, Team Flynn for the win.
Bruh.